So I created my own Russian propaganda, and I'm going to show you how it was done. Now, my name is Darren Gertis. I do daily updates on Ukraine and what's going on in the war every day. I show you, just who's doing what the reaction is, why they're doing it, and I try to unpack the news headlines. So yesterday in the news, there was a big thing about Elon Musk, okay? And so Elon Musk was talking about, well, here it is. He said, in addition to terminals, this was on Twitter, we have to create, launch, maintain, replenish satellites on the ground stations, and pay for telcos. And he said the burn rate is approaching $20 million per month. Now, the way that Russian propaganda works is that they'll take this and they'll spin it in a particular way to meet their own aims. In fact, that's the very definition of propaganda. Propaganda is communication that is primarily used to influence or persuade an audience to further an agenda, which may not be objective and may be selectively presenting facts to encourage a particular synthesis or perception. Okay, so that's the definition of propaganda. So let's go from here to here. So I put out, as you remember, this YouTube episode, and then I created my own version of Russian propaganda. This is how the Russians would do this in RT or Pravda or TASS. TASS is a little bit more objective. RT and Pravda are absolutely terrible, and this actually reads like a Pravda article. Okay, so here, this is just my own personal website, Darren Gertis, DARNGERDES.com, where I put lots of stuff about leadership and management over the years, and then I just got an inspiration to then go, hey, you know what? What if I just gave an example and showed people how it's done? So here we are, American professor. Musk is bad after he turns his back on Zelensky. Like, that's a pretty compelling headline. And if you are RT, you like this because you're showing your people in Russia and around the world who are carrying that same, they're just going to copy and paste that article and it'll be replayed in Asia and Africa and other places, Middle East, whatever. That's a pretty good headline. American professor, quote, Musk is bad after he turns his back on Zelensky. Okay, caption, Elon Musk, former friend of Zelensky, now a Putin ally? Now, they're not saying that he is a Putin ally, but they're raising the question and making you think that maybe that's what's going on. Okay, so some things are true. An American professor calls Elon Musk, quote, bad on his wildly unpopular pro-Ukrainian YouTube channel. Okay, so here is my wildly unpopular pro-Ukrainian YouTube channel. So there's that. There's somewhat of a fact in that. Now, it's a little bit jaded. They're calling it wildly unpopular. I mean, I don't know who the author is, but, but nonetheless, there's something there. And he did call him bad. Here's the evidence. Here's the video. You can watch it yourself. And so, and I'm not trying to start a Twitter war with Musk either, although actually, now that I think about it, if I did start a Twitter war with Musk, I'd probably have more subscribers than I do. People would be looking me up in droves. So, Elon Musk, you're bad. Okay, there's all the evidence that you need that the professor actually said that. Okay, Elon Musk. Now, again, there's grains of truth and then there's spin. So look for the truth and then look for the spin. Elon Musk was making headlines as he complained on Twitter about the cost of maintaining Starlink for Ukraine. In addition to the terminals, we have to create, launch, and maintain. Remember I just read that? Burn is approaching $20 million per month. Okay, this is legit. This is a legit Twitter. Okay, after a very public Twitter argument between Musk and Zelensky, SpaceX's director of sales wrote, quote, we are not in a position to further donate terminals to Ukraine or fund the existing terminals for an indefinite period. Now, I'm also citing this, and as I'm citing, I'm putting in other facts. And you can go back and you can watch the same video where I actually quoted that yesterday. Now, it was harder to determine it was hard to determine whether this was sour grapes on Musk's part after Ukrainian ambassador tweeted that Musk should bleep off, or a shrewd move to get the US government to pick up the tab for Starlink service to Ukraine. Now, both of those things are true. And the way I discussed that yesterday was exactly that. But from the RT perspective, this is, is there a war between Zelensky and Musk and they're on the outs and that means Putin's in? Or is Musk taking advantage of the US government? Either way, it's actually singing to this particular audience. Musk tweeted, "We're just following his recommendation and leaving," right? And that's also true, and it's cited. Mikhailo Polodek was more conciliatory when he tweeted, "Let's be honest, like it or not, at Elon Musk helped us survive the most critical moments of the war. Business has the right to its own strategies. Ukraine will find a solution to keep Starlink working. We expect that the company will provide stable connection till the end of negotiations," unquote, cited. But then I added this one little line. But this may not happen. Now, it's undoubtedly true that it may not happen, right? I mean, you can't say absolutely it would, at least before you find out anything else later on. This is true, and then they're kind of infusing their own little thing with that, okay? So just watch how this works. In reality, neither Musk nor Zelensky benefited from the very public dispute, and that's undoubtedly true. Neither of them were beneficiaries in this. It was an unforced error. It should never have happened. And I concluded yesterday the only winner was President Putin. But the way that this reads for a RT type audience or a Pravda type audience is, aha, see, Putin's getting the upper hand. In fact, he might even be behind it, right? Here are the citations. That, my friends, is how Russian propaganda, Russian state media works. So I'm just showing you, and this is all on my website, but it's the same kind of thing that Russian state media would do. It's done exactly that way. Now, the misery of this is that the very next day, this is what happened. Elon Musk tweets that SpaceX will keep funding Ukraine government for free amid Starlink controversy. So he tweeted something out, got a lot of attention, and then he tweeted out reversing it, got a lot more attention, and that's probably what he meant to do. But if you are RT or if you are Pravda, you might even say, look, after we ran this article, look what happened, regardless of the facts that this article came out before this article was even written. But that's how propaganda works. It doesn't actually show reality, it shows you some jaded view of reality. So I hope that helps you understand the nature of propaganda. Please don't do this at home. Please don't just spread false rumors or whatever, or try to engage in that. Try to be honest. And when you're trying to be honest, when you're analyzing things, triangulate on the facts, get multiple perspectives, try to inform your understanding as much as possible. Don't just watch your Facebook feed, because this is really important stuff to understand. All right. Thanks for your time. I'm curious what you thought about this episode. Please leave me comments to tell me if this was helpful to you. And that's why we have the segments on fun with Russian state media on this channel. Thanks for your time. Thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.